Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about money that shows up just when you need it. Now, it does look like this little reward is dependent upon your best behavior, so make sure you're doing what you need to do, right? Protection is helpful, and I feel like you have divine protection, but it's like that bonus that you get when you do what you need to do for yourself, right? But there's unexpected income or a check that shows up and you didn't remember that that would be something that would show up for you. So I do feel like you have anxiety being addressed in a positive manner. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of Lin Chen Ten. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? If you'd like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. They are ad-free, and I usually get them back to you within 24 hours of receiving payment. Hello, Carrie. How are you? And in the description box, you can find my email address. You can also find right below that a link about the 3 tiers of membership that I offer. I'm drawn to the Poe Tarot. Oh, I have a hair tie here. So let's start there. What else do we have? Also, a huge thank you to all of you that were really kind and said sweet things about feeling better, because yesterday I was not feeling very well. I'm feeling better today. So thank you all for that positive healing energy. We've got the Hierophant and the High Priestess in the reverse. Well, I don't really take these cards in reverse. The Hierophant says, Lord, help my poor soul. And the High Priestess says, let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. So I do feel like this reading is for somebody who is probably praying or, at the very least, wishing and hoping that things will get better, because there is something that has caused a bit of chaos. There could be a layoff, a breakup, any number of distressing things. Either way, I send you a big old hug if you like that sort of thing. And now it's about trying to reposition yourself, right? Okay, so this has happened. Where do I go from here? And I do think that you're going to get some sort of assistance here. I feel like it's guidance as well as a little chunk of change to help you, right? How can we ease this situation? Knight of Wells, which would be the Knight of Cups, and the Fool. As a thing of art, nothing could be more admirable than the painting itself, but it could have been neither the execution of the work nor the immortal beauty of the countenance, which had so suddenly and so vehemently moved me. So someone might be devastatingly attractive and also not worth your time. For others of you, this is an opportunity that looked better from a distance. And then you get to know what the job is, or you get to know who you're dealing with, and you're like, okay, no. I'm thinking about that I Love Lucy episode where she gets tricked into babysitting for twins without realizing that there's 2 of them. It's something like that where there's a little bit of a setback and it feels like somebody was manipulative about it. And before you get too upset with yourself, look around and see, like it's a video game, what resources are there around you? Because I do feel like there's something here put in your path in order to make this easier for you. There is no passion in nature so demonically impatient as that of him who, shuddering upon the edge of a precipice, thus meditates a plunge. So yes, there's going to be an adventure. There's going to be a change. There's going to be some things that might even be a little bit intimidating or scary, because change is about challenging yourself, right? but there's someone looking out for you. This is the Tarot of the Nile. How's it going, Key Controller? That's all right. Justice and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah. There's a balance that has to come into play here because somebody did something to upset the balance, right? So there's money coming back to you that somebody owes you. Maybe you didn't expect them to pay you back, or there's some windfall of money that you really did not have any way of predicting. So Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. This is saying when you get this windfall of money, don't you dare go out there and like spend it all. I feel like I don't really need to tell you this, but you do need to set some aside. When this unexpected money comes in, store yourself a little bit of a savings account. Even if it's, $50, do something, because this is saying you're going to have the resources that you need, but you need to be planning for it, right? Like rationing food if you only have so much and you have to get through till payday, right? That kind of thing. This is saying don't go crazy with it. Look at it as something that helps for a long period of time, not something that jump starts your situation. I.e., keep a little of it. Four of Wands in the reverse. Judgment and the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. For some of you, this is a job change. You might get laid off. You might get fired. You might get so uncomfortable with what you're doing or where you're working or who you're working for that you decide to leave. But this is because you've already been receiving guidance, or you know that this is not where you're supposed to be. So yeah, there's a lot of change going on. Whoever this reading is for, it might make you feel like you have to be like on your toes, really observant, and you do. But there's also some protective energy here trying to guide you where you're supposed to be going next. Hey, Bradley. Hello, Michael. How's it going? Oh, also, if you are a member of the channel, any of the tiers, I did post, I recorded them 2 days ago. I just couldn't look at a screen yesterday, to be honest. I did post some more videos for y'all, so make sure you check that out. We have the Fool, a new beginning. The Fool is sitting right next to the other Fool that I pulled from the Poe Tarot. It's kind of like, it feels to me like maybe someone has inspired you to make this change. Five of Wands is in the reverse next to the Fool. It makes me feel like this is someone who's willing to take a risk, and they know it's not easy, because it's like, I just can't stay doing the same thing. I know I'm supposed to change this, or I know I'm supposed to live there, or I know I need to get away from, this employer. There's this inner knowing that this is the end of the road for this particular situation. Living, working, financial. Yeah, you're either dealing with someone who doesn't treat their employees well, or like a landlord that isn't taking care of the property. This is like, there's things that are beyond your control that are making your environment not work for you. Yeah, Six of Swords in the reverse. There's backward energy, people doing the wrong things, right? Not doing right by their responsibilities, or failing to be a steward in their community, and you're forward moving. So it's not gonna work out. That's why you're feeling like it's time for something new. That's why you're drawn to make changes. But there could be a question of, well, if I make this change, how am I going to afford all of that? You know, it costs money to move. Or if I quit one job and start a new one, there might be, you know, like 2 weeks where I'm not getting paid. Like there's just these questions that somebody needs to address, right? Prince of Wands or the Knight of Wands. Okay. So the encouragement is like, go for it. You're going to have some reinforcement. You just need to like do a lot with what you have, you know? This is such a strange analogy, but I have a lot of love and admiration for my mom. She gets a lot done. She's unstoppable. And one of the things that I laugh about is some of the things that she and I do differently. Like if I, you know, go and see how she's cleaning her place and how different it is, that, you know, habits that I have when I'm cleaning. And she will use a paper towel until it is falling apart and like black, like dirty. And I will be probably less responsible in terms of like environment, I guess, in that regard. But I am quicker to like throw that away, right? This is like basically telling you, you use that paper towel up completely, but you will get what you need. And then that leads to this 10 of Pentacles. So in other words, invest in what you need to, follow your heart, expect to do things that maybe people don't understand. Maybe people don't see or understand your vision. But your intuition will confirm for you what you are supposed to be doing. And if you stay on that path and make good use of the resources around you, including if there are people who want to promote or assist you, right? If there's somebody who maybe says, yeah, if you want to shadow, you can see what I do for a day, or you can see how this project goes. There's a freedom here that you're about to walk into that allows for you to be who or where or what you want to be. So you're letting go of something that kind of looks like an old version of yourself, and that's why money starts to get easier for you. You might see the Queen of Wands. We've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I mean, that works too. Nine of Pentacles is right before the 10 of Pentacles, right? So they're saying you have this intuition, you have the skill or the innate ability to be successful in this thing. With the Queen of Swords, I feel like what stands in front of you now or between you and your goal is finding out the details, finding out how to start your own business, how to do some marketing, how to apply for the office in the other city, right? Like there's something here where it's like you've got to communicate or write something down, type something. And when we finalize these things, then you get to move into this 10 of Pentacles. But you gotta, like, you play a role in this, right? Three of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I don't think that there's a lot of people around you that are cheering you on right now. There could be some jealousy, especially if you have kind of spectacular talent, right? Maybe you've got a following on social media. Maybe you're pursuing a career that others can only dream about. Maybe, I don't know, you're a model, but there are people here who don't look at you the way that they would if they removed jealousy and envy from the equation. And so they're going to take a longer time to understand that this is the right path for you. You see your path long before other people accept it. That's just how it goes. I mean, maybe it's not true for everyone, but for the majority, I'm going to go ahead and say, when you find your calling, it's never going to be absolutely easy, right? There's going to be some issues in terms of what people expect or think you should be doing and what you feel called to do. So I do think there's going to be moving away from a workplace, moving away from a neighborhood, no longer hanging out with certain friends. There's a shift in your energy that's very intentional because you are ready for this next chapter and you acknowledge that there are some things that, naturally fall away, but you're anticipating this plunge, right? Shuddering upon the edge of a precipice. You know that you're about to start this new chapter. And I feel like for some of you, there is a chance that you're going to feel guilty for walking away because you know that there are some people that are going to question it. There are going to be some people who feel like their life is less awesome because you walked away. I mean, it makes sense. You got jokes. You're awesome, right? We can be intentional about the relationships that we maintain in our life. And if there are genuine people that you feel called to move away from, there are still, ways for you to visit, FaceTime, whatever it is. But this is a calling that you feel like you need to listen to. This is the Fairy Lenormand. Hello, Roma Bethlehem. How are you doing? What else do we have? Number 16, the stars. You have a sparkly path, my friends. Some of you will be working with celebrities or well-known figures. Some of you are going to become the celebrity or the well-known figure, or be seen as an expert in your field, maybe even launch a brand that starts a whole new trend. But you don't get into that kind of situation by thinking the same way that everyone else does. It's because there are people that disagree with you and don't understand you that you are capable of bringing new energy into the world or being successful in doing something in a brand new way. So embrace the fact that you see things differently. It's not a bad thing. This is the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? Oh, I hope it gets better. Sending you a hug. We got the Clock, which is number 37, and the Snake, which is number 7. Wow, we got the stars again, number 16. And number 27, the letter. So here's the thing. In order to get this letter that is prosperous, auspicious, exciting, wish fulfillment, this is like a job offer in your desired career, right? This is saying, hey, you've been approved for that apartment, or, the house that you put in an offer on, it's been accepted. This is awesome news that happens to get you where you need to be. But first you need to get through this dishonest energy. Now, this for many of you is a friend or a family member, maybe even a workplace connection, such as a boss. But this is lying. This is envy. I'm going to discourage you from doing something that you know you're supposed to do because I'm jealous of you. That's what this is. So if you get through this test, if you look at the connections that you have, if you look at the magnetic pull you have to doing the thing that you really do well, then you'll know that maybe this person who discourages you or who mocks you is actually just jealous of the fact that you've got an idea of what you're supposed to be doing. Not everyone does, right? This is the Bianco Nero. Hello, Kelly girl. Hello, Dana. Hello, Steve. Hello, Redbeard. How are we doing today? Eight of Swords in the reverse in the world. This is giving like F what they say. The whole world might tell you that you're wrong, but they've been wrong before. You know, the greatest things that have happened in the history of mankind only happened because somebody was willing to try something when they were told that'll never happen. Would we have planes today unless there were some crazy people who were focused on trying to figure out how to fly? This is like, okay, you have to have that dream before things can change. So don't let other people color your perception of the world by telling you can't achieve something that you feel drawn to do. I see you letting go of an influence or maybe several and staying more to yourself. If you don't believe me or if you're not going to be supportive of what I think I'm here to do, then I might have to busy myself with things that are more conducive to where I want to be in a year, where I want to be in 5 years. Because surrounding yourself or having to listen day in, day out to somebody who tells you that you can't do what you want to do, it's not really good for you, right? So let me just say to you, you can do it. Because there's been too many people who want to just kind of like phone it in, or they're like, yeah, maybe you could, but I don't know. It seems kind of like unlikely. I didn't tell people about the YouTube channel for a little bit because I knew what people would say, right? Oh, I am. Thank you so much, Carmencita. How are you today? I took a real nice nap yesterday. And then ate some spicy food. It's curry, if you're wondering. Page of Cups is followed by the King of Cups in the reverse and the Lovers in the reverse. There are moments in your life where you go through a change or, you make a difficult decision and you might be surprised by the acquaintances, the friendships, or even the romances that fall away or don't have that like lasting power because there is an emotional resentment, right? So friends that don't know how to act like friends because maybe they actually have romantic feelings for you. Family members who love you but are also competing with you in some way or jealous of you. It can be difficult to sort through those emotions and those intentions from people where it's a little bit of a mixed bag. And I feel like this is exactly what that was. I don't know how to deal with you because on some days you're actually like decent, and on other days I feel like you are heartless. Like, can you be a little bit more predictable? Hey, Johnny. Hello, Aqua Beauty. How you doing? Oh, wow. I think it was Penang curry. Does that sound like a type of curry? Queen of Wands. I did call that earlier when we were getting the Nine of Pentacles. I said we might get the Queen of Wands. You're able to address the fact that there is a financial shortage here. King of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Five of Pentacles is in the reverse because you're coming back from this sense of, where is my money? Where is my payday? Where is the success that I'm supposed to have, right? You have this gravitational pull. You know what you want to do. If you take the actions to support that dream, you will get what you're supposed to get, right? There will be some sort of money here that helps you make this change. Yeah. Because I do feel like for many of you, there's a block specifically tied to finances with regards to like, I got to start this new thing up. I got to be able to pay this, or I got to be able to pay this license, or, I got to finish this over here. So there's needs coming through to get you set up on this new chapter. But your challenge is to not fall into believing that, when other people say you can't do it, that they're right. So do what you can, be resourceful, be crafty, because this is possible. It's just going to be a little bit of work. We'll go with the Golden Art Nouveau. Did I say hello to Johnny? Hello, Johnny. Nice. Yeah, I've definitely been big on curry lately. When I get a headache, I like to eat spicy food. We've got the Hanged Man, Five of Swords. Yeah, this is the block. Okay, wow. There's literally a person who's blocking your energy. And when you get distance from this person, or when you firmly reject their opinion on your life, then you can more clearly focus on what you're working towards. Just F the naysayers, you know? Six of Wands in the reverse. Six of Cups. And the Nine of Cups. See, you're going to get a gift. The Six of Cups is something that is given to you, or something that happens in a very like divine timing kind of way. Because I see this as being something that is a small gift or an investment to get you to this Nine of Cups, your wish fulfillment. So believe in small miracles. Hello, Vicky Tata. How are you doing? Hello, Renee. Renee, thank you for keeping me sane on yesterday's live stream. And we've got, wow, another six. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. See, you're leaving somewhere. A job place, a workplace, or a home, maybe even a city. And whatever you're leaving behind, there's somebody who's clutching onto you, like, no, you can't go. Whenever I would get the suitcase out, Stewie would be real quick to pick up on the fact that I was about to travel. Because I used to travel all the time for work. And he would get grumpy, and he would sit on the suitcase and all this other crap, right? This is somebody who's trying to slow down your escape, trying to slow down your ascension. Eight of Pentacles, Three of Cups in the reverse, and Judgment. So you're basically, your intuition is telling you, I need to prioritize this calling of mine, this purpose that I have in life. And if you don't like it, if you don't want to be my friend, if you don't want to associate with me anymore because I'm making this change, so be it. Go for it. You know? Ooh, you might hear my stomach growl, just a fair warning. Maybe some Dr. Pepper will help. All right. Ace of Cups. You're getting a gift at right when you need it. Oh, I love that. Okay. So the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. So this is like, you're getting exactly what you need. It's an investment. It's a little, I don't know, additional splurge of money, but please be responsible for it, because you know what it's supposed to be for. And there is this temptation or this possibility that the money gets misused, or that the resources aren't used in the most efficient way. It's like, you got to be planned out with it and strategic, but this is what takes you to that next level. All right, let's get a few from the signs of the times. I'm really hoping we see the cowrie shells, which talks about abundance. But we might also see the disruption card, because I do feel like this is a pretty big change for whoever I'm reading for. I am, thank you. What else do we have? We've got the traffic cone, caution. Yes, these are definitely a little bit of tricky roads, a little bit of some potential pitfalls, wrong turns. So this is why you need to have a plan. And there are people that are strategically placed in your life, maybe even a stranger at the gas station or a friendly face at the bank, but there's someone or some people that are going to be along this journey just to make sure that things go better for you. So the huge message here is do what you can to remain focused on what you know is your purpose or your goal. Don't get distracted by people who think that you can't achieve this, and make a plan for your finances, because you are going to get a little bit of a lift, but it needs to last for a little bit. Okay. It's like when you get a foot long sub instead of the 6-inch because you want to have dinner later too. Does that not work for everybody? This is the Santa Muerte. Let's see what else we've got for you. Yeah, I totally do have leftover curry too, so be jealous. All right, what else? Ten of Pentacles, the World, and the Reverse. This is you doing what you're supposed to do. Yeah, this is... Okay, I'm going to weird out a few of you. For those of you where you were in a past life where you passed away too young, or where you weren't able to fully explore being an artist, being an author, being a parent, being a business owner, whatever this is, being a healer, you were supposed to do this in a different life, and it got cut short. And the universe is like, it's going to happen this time, though. We'll make sure of it. For those of you where maybe that's not something that resonates, this is just saying that you're going to be able to find a way to make this dream sustainable. Yes, this is what I want to do, but it's a little bit unpredictable, or it's a little bit of an unknown beast in terms of how to deal with finances. But you have a brain for a reason, my friend. You are going to figure that out. So have faith, make good use of your resources. We've got the Four of Cups in the reverse with the Page of Pentacles. Ask questions. Make sure that if you need to get a quote for something, that you're getting a competing quote. Is there anything better out there? But if you're frugal or strategic, you'll be able to figure this out. Another Six of Cups. High Priestess in the reverse. There is a friend here that is going to help you see something that you miss. So High Priestess is in the reverse because you may get a little bit too comfortable, like cruise control. You may not ask the question that you need to, or you may consider partnering up with or listening to somebody who you shouldn't. There is someone here who's going to offer you what you need to hear, and it's going to resonate. Seven of Cups in the reverse, Clarity, Six of Swords in the reverse, and Temperance in the reverse. This whole situation is going to make it very clear to you that when you remove yourself from a living or a work situation that is not for you, that things get better. And I think you're going to ask yourself, why didn't I leave that place earlier? Why didn't I make this change long ago? Hello, Co-Create. How are you doing? Did I say hello to Steve? Hello, Steve. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I wish you extra monies. Be smart with it. And remember, you can totally do that thing that everybody is telling you that you can't do. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.